Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. I hope you made it through the introduction. That was me playing Bach really badly. And that's kind of what this video is all about. This video is not to teach you how to play Bach because I frankly don't know how to play Bach. This video is more about my experience trying to play Bach and what that kind of gave me for my jazz guitar playing or for my guitar playing overall. Classical music is something I have very little knowledge of, which is a bit embarrassing. As a child in Germany, I actually had a lot of years of classical guitar and I played some of the repertoire, but I was very young and I was very lazy and I didn't practice, and I had an amazing teacher with all the patience in the world, but I never practiced anything and I didn't make any progress till I was like a teenager and got an electric guitar probably by the age of 13, 14. Before that, I was really, really hopeless. So for me, it's weird. I spent all this time as a child around this music and know so little about it. So if you've seen, I played this starting piece, the second bourrée of the fourth cello suite. I played that with a pick. I played it with a pick and like hybrid picking. That's not... Like, I know nothing about classical music, but I know enough that that's not how you should play it on the guitar. I also use like an arched up, like everything. I wear a Liverpool shirt. It's all like the whole attire is out the window. However, I want to just share some thoughts that benefited me while I was doing this. I got this amazing book. This is a transcription of the cello suites. I got this originally as a reading exercise. You might think you're mad or something. I know some of this is really crazy to read, like for someone like me, or like for most jazz guitarists who are not amazing at reading. Some of it is way over our head. But for example, the piece I played in the introduction is not that hard at all. That's actually easy, pretty easy to read, and also not that hard to play. So I kind of pick and choose from that book. There's certain parts that I can't really touch reading, but there's certain parts I definitely can. The way I kind of use this classical material in my daily practice is it starts out as a reading exercise. I just open the book, look a bit around, and if something catches my eye and I think this is not too mad, I try to read it. And over time, you stumble across certain pieces again and again, and you grow to like some pieces and don't like other ones. But the ones you like, I kind of started learning a little bit as a piece. And for me, myself, as a jazz guitarist, there was something very therapeutic about that. Because while I'm not doing anything in the correct classical way, at least in the terms of notes and the material, everything is there. Anything I do usually as a jazz guitarist, like if I learn a tune, I have the tune, I have the melody and the harmony, but then I have like this little thing called improvisation, and I have to come up with ideas and like make an arc, tell a story, express myself, sound good, all of that stuff. You certainly should sound good with that as well, but for me it was a huge relief just as a part of my practice, just having all of the notes. It was just, I could focus. It really gave me space in my head to focus on things I usually don't focus as much, and I should. And that can transfer in your other practice. Like while I played this piece, I focused so much on the touch of my pick. And in this kind of weird hybrid picking I played this piece, I kind of tried to make it sound as even as possible with the pick and my fingers. Certain bass notes in that piece are kind of ringing underneath the melody. Like there's this part where the C is in the bass still, that the F rings on top of it. And to leave your finger just hanging there and getting there for kind of this sus movement. There's like nuances the right way. Since this piece is quite simple in terms of notes, and I'm not bothered with classical technique for that as such, there is all these other qualities to music, like touch, like tone length, dynamics in general, the way you breathe in a delicate piece like that. You leave little pauses, not quite a pause, but like the building up of tension from note to note, from chord to chord. There's so much nuance you can pick in a piece of that, which is incredible. While all of those things like dynamics, touch should be super important in our jazz practice, I'm for sure guilty of neglecting them very often. I just think of the the notes, the speed, the feel of it, the swing feel, yes. But there's a lot of things, especially in things like dynamic and touch of my picking and my left hand, I kind of ignore because, not willingly ignore, but there's so much going on when I try to improvise or try to learn a tune that I sometimes just forget about it. So going back to a very simple tune, it doesn't have to be Bach, but this just happens to be very beautiful music in my opinion. So if you can find something that is like that trains your reading and that also trains all your other senses on the guitar, like touch, like dynamics, like feel, but not in terms of like rhythmic swing feel, but in terms of a kind of like a being aware of how delicate a note is, that kind of helped me a lot, because every time I do this, like I usually have like a 10-minute interval in my practice where I read a little bit of Bach or I play like a piece like that. Every time I do this, it makes me aware of all these areas that are lacking in my normal jazz guitar playing, and this really benefits me because they jump out on me so much that I just can't help but focus on them more when I go back to my regular jazz guitar playing. This is by no means a video of how to play this music, or I'm not saying I'm playing it very good or professionally. I see it as a vacation, like a holiday away from my usual work. I go somewhere else, see something else, and bring those impressions back into my other playing. I hope this video maybe gives you some ideas of what you can tackle, or how, or maybe you fancy now playing a little bit of Bach or other easy classical pieces that are attainable for you, or hard classical pieces if you at that level. It's just me sharing some thoughts, and I hope I get back to doing the videos a bit more. I know I took a little bit of a break there, but I hope I'm back with this. So thanks so much for tuning in, and see you in the next one. Cheers.